Hey guys, I am Ibigandscary. I'm bringing you another StarCraft 2 replay, this time featuring Expedition Lost. Oh no. Okay, there we go. Expedition Lost from Team Awesome Gamers. We have TheDounat. I don't think it's Donut. I think that A is there for a reason. I think this is a Donut. I don't know if that's a term. This guy is a Masters level Protoss on the EU server, so it's possible that this is in a language that I don't know. Maybe that's a reference to something else. I don't know. We are all inclusive here at Ibigandscary, so the fact that this person might be making a joke in another language is celebrated. Yeah, that's right. I celebrate it. KillInHeaven is a celebrated Terran in our bottom left-hand side. He's celebrated because he's up by 2 wins right now. This is a best of 7. Team Awesome Gamers took an early lead by winning the first 2, and KillInHeaven responded in kind, taking care of the person who took the early lead and then winning an additional one on top of that. So we will see if he's capable of actually pulling NoN Esports from the tied position into the first time they've actually been winning in this best of 7 here on Expedition Lost. Wow, that's so cool. What's also cool is the first time we've seen a Protoss player in this best of 7. Very cool to actually see a Protoss player making an appearance, because we've had a lot of Zerg, we've had a lot of Terran, and it's nice to get that matchup. It's nice to see a full complement of races, and that's one of the reasons I really like StarCraft, is it's so well balanced. I mean, if you look at the play styles, even whenever it's not you're not talking about Grandmasters, even whenever you're just talking about Masters, I say just with the air finger quotes because I have my camera turned off for some reason. I need to get that turned back on. I like the camera. I like it. I'm a beautiful person. Just so you know. So we see the refinery did go down just a couple of seconds after the first barracks was thrown down. We're going to have plenty of gas in order to get that first Reaper out there. Really cool scouting pattern here from TheDounat. Checking out behind the grass. Is he... Yeah, I'm sure he's just showing some respect to KillInHeaven, realizing that, hey, this guy could definitely be cheesing me. I want to be checking out the different locations where I would expect there to be some sort of a proxy. And we'll have to keep an eye out to see exactly what his opponent's doing. Something of note, double gas being tapped very, very early. Tells me it's going to be a bit more of a tech-heavy play. Cybernetics core is coming out, but he's got quite a lot of gas. I wouldn't be surprised in the least to see it's maybe an early Robo, maybe an early Stargate. As soon as that Cybernetics core does finish, pardon me, the cell phone going off is how you know that this is an amateur cache, because I'm not very much the amateur. We do have the pro pulling some shenanigans over here, hiding in the foliage. I would love to see if he's going to be throwing down a pylon, and it's going to be doing some sort of a proxy play there, or maybe it's just setting up for some harassment, maybe a Twilight Council. I never even mentioned that. Could be some sort of a blink harass. There is quite a lot of ground that you can cover, and being able to retreat behind this destructible debris is definitely something that can eke out a bit of an advantage for Donut. And we have a reactor being produced right now, eBay block going down, or besides an early CC, really not a lot that KillInHeaven's making moves for. He doesn't have early gas, doesn't have an early factory. He is still mining gas, but only just one at a time, so really just a very early tech-heavy build. Oh, look at this. Stargate being constructed, and it looks like the Reaper's just barely going to be seeing it. Will TheDounat cancel this? That's really the important question here. eBay block was also discovered, but it looks like the Stalker and the Mothership Core are going to be moving down to the south side actually to support this Stargate. A wise decision here from Heaven to actually take down that probe rather than allow it to continue to throw up pylons. Trying to depower the Stargate, it will succeed in depowering it initially, but with this second pylon being constructed, really there's not a lot that Reaper can do, especially with the supporting Mothership Core coming in. Really the question is, how many Marines can he produce in order to take care of that Oracle? How much Chrono Boost is saved up? So much Chrono Boost. So much Chrono Boost is saved up. So when this Oracle decides to be made, and it's a Void Ray. Wow. I guess, that's fine. A Void Ray transitions very well. Oracle's moment of surprise, being able to rush in and actually do a lot of damage, has definitely been usurped. He's not going to be able to do quite a lot of damage with that Oracle, so transitioning over to something that has a little bit more utility is a very wise decision. I like it. I like it a lot. It was not the decision I was expecting, but I definitely like it. Denying the scout, also forcing the scan, actually going and seeing the double gateways being produced on the low ground. Has to worry about maybe like I was saying, the Twilight. But with these guys going to be finishing up with that warp gate tech in just a couple of seconds, he'll have 2 Void Rays, he'll have 5 or 6 Stalkers, and he'll have a very very powerful army. And I think Heaven knows that. He's got a bunker up on the high ground, a second one being produced, missile turret to boot. And that missile turret's not going to be very handy in keeping the Void Rays in check, but hopefully it'll do a lot of damage to the mothership core and maybe deny a very aggressive warp area. It's like a time stop area. I forget the term for that spell. I wonder what it is. Time warp. Thank you. There goes that warp in. Second Void Ray being added into the mix. 5 Stalkers pushing up, but with 2 sets of bunkers. This is really going to be a hard-won battle. The SCVs completely bypassing the first barracks in favor of the second, and barracks does go down, and the Marines do die very, very quickly with the overcharge, absolutely just ravaging those SCVs. Has to be careful with that missile turret. Like I said, does a lot of damage to the mothership core, but the continued supply of those Stalkers, this is really an all-in though. I mean, please note, no Nexus up on the high ground. This is make or break. But with the Void Rays continually being produced by the Stargate, and with just 3 gateways back at home, he's going to be able to throw every ounce of his minerals in this aggressive push. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see the Void Rays actually making their way down south and swinging over here, because once he gets 3 Void Rays, he'll probably be able to take down that missile turret without losing 1. And that 3rd Void Ray did come out. That's exactly what he's doing. He's pushing down south here, trying to bypass those bunkers, and the Void Rays do succeed in taking down the final missile turret in that area. A nice time warp in that area, making it so that this orbital command has to lift off and actually retreat. And now the main is laid bare. He can actually start to camp on top of the infrastructure here. And KillInHeaven is in a brutal way. He has a nice pincer location, but he just doesn't have any Marines on the left side, so all he can really afford to do is push in on the right, hope that these Void Rays are out of position, and take down enough of the Stalkers. But even now, Stalker's doing the run by past the bunker. He doesn't even lose a single one. And now the guys are just right on top of the infrastructure. Really, this is a build order loss. I mean, Heaven was trying to go for that early economic advantage, and he definitely succeeded in getting it. I mean, he had that orbital out there. He had the eBay block. He denied Donat's ability to expand, and if Donat hadn't already had this Stargate thrown down, he would be in a terrible position. But in reality, he had put himself in a perfect position. He had that Stargate down. He had the ability to tech into those Void Rays. I don't know if this was 100% his plan from the beginning. If it was, this is absolutely terrifying. This was great. But I mean, that's this sort of play hits like a ton of bricks and is really, really good. So I'm looking forward to see if Donat can transition into a more traditional style of play in the next game. Maybe we'll see like a 15, maybe 18 minute Protoss timing attack or something like that. Be exciting. Haven't seen a lot of Protoss in this game. What I have seen is a really cool person watching my videos, and that's you. So thank you for that. If you have a game you want me to cast, you could PM me here or on Reddit. One way or another, I will see you guys later. I am Big and Scary.